What is going on? I'm here in very hot Botswana. It's supposed to hit 40 degrees today as we're leaving Mound and heading towards Nxai Pan? I think I said that right actually. It's got kind of like a clicky and then X and then Nxai Pan? I don't know. We're heading there, then we're heading to Elephant Sands in a couple days, back camping, back on the adventure, and I have no idea what to expect. Let's go see what Greg's doing. Hey buddy, we're leaving in like 15 minutes. What are you up to?
Good morning. Try to get a little bit of work done in this like 9 a.m. 35 degree heat. Keeping my laptop in the shade, as you'll notice. Oh, you want to see something funny?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen these before?
Of course I have. We're a global brand.
XL?
XL. Is that what you're going to be showering with for the next week?
Exactly. Exactly. I'm already ready for it. 40 degrees today, guys. We're going to Nxai Pan. It's going to be a... I can't swear, can I? Oh, no, I can swear now.
You can swear. I just get demonetized.
All right. No, it's going to be an adventure.
Do you know what we're expecting?
Elephants, bat-eared foxes, probably not lions, but I hope. Anything else? Hyena, maybe?
A lot of heat.
Oh, let's go! Bring the heat!
An adventure is a journey of which your return cannot be guaranteed. It's a voyage into the unknown, a wander through the unfamiliar, a creep past strange creatures. Here in Botswana, even the highways are an adventure. I mean, where else in the world do a herd of elephants or zebra run across in front of you on the national highway? But our adventure is now taking us off the highway. Our adventure is taking us into that unknown. Neither myself nor my guide Titsa have been to the destination we're headed. We have no idea what we'll encounter. Upon arrival, we're greeted by a half-dozen male elephants gathering at a waterhole. Little do we know it, but this spectacle of elephant beauty is just the beginning of what's going to be an absolutely brilliant couple days here in Nxai Pan. It seems this is a bit of an elephant crossroads, a stopping off point for large solitary males. Over the next couple days, we'll spend much of our time here just observing the politics, social life, and raw power of these incredible elephants. So I mentioned we didn't really know what Nxai Pan is about. It turns out it's about big-ass elephants. We've just arrived, and there is no fewer than 10 big male elephants around us, bathing and dust bathing themselves. This one just went into the water, mud bathing hilariously. But yeah, in my line of view, I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 within a 180 degree angle of my face, including one hilariously bathing. Okay, so we've come to a different waterhole for sunset, and as we approached, so did 4 female lions. They're a little bit far away, but there's some reflections, kind of a cool moment rather than a cool photo. I think actually the better photo is these elephants that are on the opposite side of the waterhole. Looks like 8 males, and they've got some trees in the background and some light. It's not really perfect because the sun's kind of trapped behind these clouds, but it's just an awesome scene. You've got just this desolation everywhere, and then lions, elephants, and light. Seeing these 2 giants of Africa coexist in the same space is amazing. The lions drink and relax. The elephants do the same. And neither seem to worry too much about the other. Mutual respect. For now, the light is dull and gray, but it actually provides ample opportunity for artistic-looking black and white images of the elephants along the waterhole.
Then, with some luck from the photography gods, a booming African sunset pushes out from under the hazy horizon and creates some of the most majestic scenes I've ever had the chance to photograph elephants under. I mean, look at this. It's iconic.
Good morning. I'm using fire to light my face. I think this is stupid, so I'm going to put it back in the fire. We're here in Nxai Pan, and heading out on safari today. Goal today is bat-eared foxes, although everybody else in the group wants to see cheetahs, but the goal today is bat-eared foxes.
The fun thing about being so spoiled on safari is that we're starting to get greedy. We've moved beyond wanting to see lions and elephants. Nah, that's too easy. We want to see cheetahs, bat-eared foxes, pangolins, aardwolf, and unicorns. But sometimes it's the common things. It's the kudu. With the backlight heavy, a massive herd of kudu wander up. In my many years in Africa, I don't think I've ever gotten a really good kudu photo. That changed this morning. Kudu are generally shy. They usually hang out in small groups. This is easily the largest herd I've seen. And though they're cautious, they surround us and the sunrise light surrounds them. Soon, it's the turn of the elephants. They thrash their way through the brush and dive headfirst into the mud. Later in the day, we find ourselves again next to about 10 big male elephants loading up on water and cooling down in the mud. But with water this scarce, it's hardly a party, and if the rules aren't followed, well, bro, you gotta go. Elephant politics is serious business.
So we just saw 2 bat-eared foxes. Fortunately, a call on the radio kind of spooked them. Pretty shy. They went running away. And then just down the road, we found 3 lions that we saw yesterday. So actually on this Botswana trip, which we're on like day 10, I think now, we've seen lions every single day. The streak continues. Not really particularly a great photo. The streak continues.
As we stopped to see the 2 lions in the shade, someone in my vehicle said, "Okay, no more lions until we see them hunting." Fine, we'll get to that later. We push along bumpy roads to spot even more elephants. A jackal finds itself among the trunks searching for a drink. Later in the evening, we go back to the den of the bat-eared foxes. Again, they're shy, but this time I get a photo, even if it's not a great one. We bypass the lions again, but grab a quick image. I see a steenbok in the trees. It won't show on this tiny screen, but this is one of my favorite photos from Botswana. And as the sun sets, of course, there were more elephants. we are packing up the tents and all our stuff here in Nxai Pan. I had no idea what to expect here, but it's been awesome. I've absolutely loved it. Lots of really cool elephant experiences. Yesterday we were around the water hole for like, I don't know, an hour and a half or so, just watching these big males have political discussions and chase each other and push each other around, and it was just really special, to be honest. And yeah, I've absolutely loved it. We've also still had lions every single day. And yeah, so now we're heading to Elephant Sands. It's a place I haven't been for about 8 years, so I'm excited to see how it changes, how it's changed, and I'm also excited to see more elephants. I didn't know this video was about elephants until about now.
We thought we were done, but it seems we're just getting started. Remember 2 days ago when I said this?
Tita promised us today he would find us an Aardwolf.
Well, the rarest sighting I've ever had in Africa, an Aardwolf, just ran in front of us as we drove. Our guide Tita said he hadn't seen one in over a decade. Although it was only a flash of a sighting, it was very cool. I mean, a freaking Aardwolf.
So the streak continues. We've got 4 female lions here at the waterhole. Lots of wildebeest, a bunch of giraffe, some zebra, impala. Again, just an awesome morning in Nxai Pan. And yeah, it's like we just don't want to leave at this point, but we do have to get going. It's kind of crazy. 2 lions, I'd say about 10 meters away from us here. Maybe 15 meters. And yeah, it's just gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
I'm taking a bit of a risk filming this because a group of buffalo have just showed up and 2 of the lions have prepared an ambush. One of them is literally using us as a shield, either to attack or to protect themselves. I'm not sure which one, but she's like now, I guess that's 3 meters away at best. Right freaking there. She's very, very focused on these buffalo. The other 2 of the lions are still just chilling by the pool. One of them is hidden into like a hole in the ground. And this other one's just here. Definitely look like they're preparing an ambush. There is not a more powerful moment than being 3 meters away from a lion that looks like it's about to kill something. There are 4 lions, 3 younger ones and an older pregnant one. The 3 youngest set a trap, one in the shadow, the other in a hole nearby, and the third sat still like a rock. The wildebeest rumble in, unaware of the danger. Instinctively, they protect their young, big males on the outside, babies on the inside of the circle. Thirsty and focused on a drink, they flow to the waterhole. The lions sit and watch patiently, hoping to take advantage of a situation that works in their favor. I'm blown away by their patience. It's not worth the energy if a win isn't assured. The lion next to me sits, listens, watches, and feels her surroundings as she remains as still as possible. The buffalo go the long way around the waterhole, still not noticing the lions, but just lucky. They drink and they bathe, and the older males stand guard, looking out for the danger that's basically sitting directly underneath them. At a certain point, though, they notice the lions. They bluff charge, which triggers the lions to react. They start a chase, then decide to stop. Then we think it's all over, but the lions make a second charge, only to have the buffaloes take charge and push them back, running towards us. It's a powerful moment, and our adrenaline is definitely fully charged.
The lions, seemingly unbothered by their failure, just wander off having learned another lesson. Oh man, Nxai Pan keeps delivering. That was incredible. But I'm also kicking myself a little bit because I think I kind of missed the best photo ever. I was photographing the chase at f8, f11, which is what you want to do because there's just more window to get things in focus. But then I changed and went to f4 to try to get a portrait when they stopped the first hunt. And then when they went back for the second hunt, the lions went towards the buffalo and then they came running straight back at us with the buffalo chasing them. And I was still at f4. So by the time my focus hit, I think the focus isn't on the eye, but just behind the eye, a little bit out of focus. If it was at f8 or f11, it probably would have been the best lion photo I've ever taken. So I'm kind of kicking myself a little bit that I made that mistake, but still an incredible experience. And I think the photo is still okay, even if it's not in focus. At the very least, it's a great memory. Good morning, guys. Arrived at Elephant Sands Lodge last night. Literally just woke up and I'm heading over to the lodge to use the Wi-Fi. Look at this. There's 5 huge elephants just right there. Probably too wide to show you that, but this place is really cool. It's kind of just a stop for us on our way back to Livingston and our way to the end of this Botswana trip that has been absolutely phenomenal. And this is kind of almost just like an icing on the cake. I mean, there's elephants right freaking there. And such a good way to end this trip. I think I'm gonna properly end this trip once I get back to Portugal. So let's get back home. And I wanna talk about this trip a little bit because it's been crazy. Okay, in a massively stark contrast to Botswana, I'm here in the wintertime in Copenhagen, which is obviously the future. I wanted to end this video quickly talking about the trip to Botswana, not dragging on too much because you guys saw how it went. It was epic, but it wasn't without challenge, and I think that oftentimes to get the greatest photos, you got to go through kind of tough conditions. Like the best seascape photos are always when the sea is the craziest. The best landscape photos are always when the weather is the wildest. And the best wildlife photography is often when the world is at its harshest. We ended up in Botswana in the middle of a heat wave. It was crazy hot, about 10 degrees hotter than the typical day, and in the middle of a drought. Saw lots of carcasses of especially elephants, and had just an incredible time in Botswana, like mind-blowingly beautiful time, and had some wildlife experiences that in all my time in Botswana I've never had. I've been going to Botswana for 10 years or more maybe. I've been spending time in Southern Africa for like 12 years, 13 years, and I've never had a trip that was quite as incredible when it comes to wildlife and wildlife sightings as our trip to Botswana. So a massive, massive shout out to our local guides. They were awesome, like unbelievable. We would be driving along and they'd be focused forward and all of a sudden they'd hit the brakes and stop and back up. And I'd be like, what did you hear? And they'd be like, oh, I heard a guinea fowl squawking. There must be a predator in the area. And then we'd start looking and sure enough, we'd find a lion or a leopard. It was just incredible. They were amazing. They work for Kalahari Tours, which is some friends of mine supporting my career, honestly, since I first passed through Botswana. The first time I went through Botswana, they put me on a couple of their safaris and kind of gave me that opportunity to photograph Botswana and a safari, which is something that was way out of my budget at the time. And it kind of gave me a nice step into the industry, and getting help like that along the way earlier in my career was so helpful. So massive shout out to Rex Kelly and the Kalahari Tours team. Massive thank you. If you want to join me in Botswana, I think there's still 1 spot left, maybe 2 spots left on my 2025 trip to Botswana. There's also a spot left on my Namibia trip if you want to join that and you want to do some wildlife photography and landscape photography. So there's lots of fun coming up in Africa in 2025, and I hope to see you guys there. Peace.